Hi, I'm Richard Greer from Complete Performance. We're here today to teach you how to ride in a bunch. Why are we doing this? Because it's more fun, it's faster and more efficient if we do it well, but if we don't do it well, it's just dangerous and it hurts at the end of the day. One of the key things in regards to riding the bunch is that being responsible for yourself and responsible for others, and also the road rules apply. So you're going to need to make sure you stop at stop signs and all that sort of thing, and communicate when you're stopping and starting to the rest of the people in the bunch as well. Okay, we've got three different types of bunches that you'll come across. We've got the first type of bunch that is all on a line, people working together, and each person will spend maybe 30 seconds to a minute, a couple of minutes if you're feeling really good. And the other riders in the bunch will basically just sit on the back of their wheel and enjoy the ride in a way. The second type of bunch is a bunch of maybe 7, 8 to maybe 15, 20 as a maximum. So here you'll see the riders rotating around. So they spend around about maybe 10 seconds before they're moving across and another rider's coming around. So they're always rotating, always sharing that workload. The third and the crazy, most dangerous, exciting type of bunch is this one. So this one is the bunch that you find in your big events. So people are all over the place, they're surging, they're swerving. In this type of bunch you'll get people that know what they're doing and people that just have simply no idea, and that's where it's dangerous. That's why we're here today. Okay, we're going to look at the skills of how to actually ride with others in a bunch. First of all, how close do I ride to people that are in front of me? Okay, as you can see here, what we've got is a rider that's around about 30 centimetres to half a metre behind the rider in front of them. In this sort of distance, you'll still feel the drag and being sucked along from the riders in front of you, but it's still got some opportunity to slow down and move about if you're not feeling comfortable or if you have to stop quickly. If you get closer and if you actually overlap the wheel, like we can see here, what happens is you're no longer in control of how you're going and what you're doing. If the rider in front of you swerves, then they're going to take out your front wheel and you're going to be over the handlebars, and that's not a good look. How do we keep ourselves safe? One of the key things is that we need to anticipate everything and make sure that we're aware of what's happening. So we need to look up the road, and rather than just looking at the rider in front of us and their back wheel, we need to look up the road and suss out if there's any potholes, if there's cars, if there's the road's going left or right, up or down. Okay. When we're riding in a bunch, there's riders in front of us and also behind us, but then there's also riders beside us, either side. If someone was to come across and actually touch us or give us a little bit of a shove, my natural reaction would be to swerve away and, hey, I don't like that. But if I was to do that, then it's going to affect the rider on the other side of me as well. What I need to do in that situation is to just lean back into the rider that's pushed me, so then we make sure the bunch keeps going in a nice straight line. Okay, another skill that we need to make sure that we're comfortable with when we're riding in a bunch, especially in a longer race, is eating and drinking. We need to make sure we keep ourselves hydrated and lots of energy so we can get to the finish line as fast as we possibly can. It's quite tricky to learn. I took a while to figure it out myself. What we need to do is make sure we stay nice and straight and smooth and predictable, just like every other time when we're in a bunch. If you're not comfortable with eating and drinking and staying in a straight line and not looking where your food is coming from or where your drink bottle is, I'd recommend sort of pulling towards the back of the bunch, so if you are to swerve, you're not going to affect anybody else. Where should you ride in a bunch? I'd recommend riding at the front, in the middle if you can, if you feel comfortable and if you can get there. There's less people to fall off in front of you, there's less people to drop drink bottles and drop food and things to swerve around, therefore less people to fall off. Where does Lance Armstrong ride? Exactly there. There's less bottles being dropped, less people falling off. If you don't feel happy with that, what I'd recommend to do is maybe go to the side of the bunch so you can swerve any problems that come up. If you're still not happy with that, you're sitting towards the back, not a great place to be, lots of crazy people in front of you, I would talk to the people around you, say, hey, let's just drop back, let's ride together. Just give the bunch 15, 20 seconds, let them go, and group up with a few people, ride your own event, feeling safe and comfortable, and get there faster, having more fun. Also, take a turn, go to the front, don't just stay at the back. Make sure that you get up there and have your 10, 20 seconds worth of slightly harder effort before you have a bit of a rest. Being a leader in a bunch, you're responsible for all those people behind you. So you're the eyes and the ears, so you've got to tell them what's going on and what's happening. What you first of all need to do is make sure that you follow the road rules. Okay, if you have to stop, stop. If you have to go left, traffic lights, all those sorts of things, make sure you follow that. Second thing is you need to make sure that your speed is nice and consistent. If you speed up, what's going to happen is that accordion effect of everybody stretching out into a big long line, people might be spat out the back, and if you're trying to work together, that's not ideal. Hand signals. We need to make sure that we're aware of, or telling everybody else what is going on, what they're going to see shortly. Because if you're 3, 4 back behind the leader, you can't always see what's actually on the road. So first of all, if there's something on the road, what you should be doing is pointing at it. So just following as you're riding past an obstacle, just point at it on the way through. Second thing is, if there's a parked car or something big that the whole bunch needs to sweep around, is you sweep behind yourself to make sure that everyone knows that they need to go out and around that obstacle. If you're going downhill, the other thing is you need to make sure you try and keep pedaling as well, so that keeps the bunch cruising along. If you don't, the people behind you will actually have to brake as they're going downhill, because otherwise they'll whiz straight past you from that drafting effect. As you go uphill, same sort of thing. You need to make sure you hit that consistently so that everybody else can ride behind you and knows what's going on. Okay, your job now is you need to go out and practice this stuff. The skills we've learned, the concept we've talked about, go out and get some friends and family and go out and practice. That's the main way that you're going to get better at this, feel more confident about what you're doing. Key things: communicate with others, tell them what's going on, what's coming up, how each other's feeling and what they're doing. Be predictable, make sure that you are going at a nice consistent speed so other people can feel comfortable around you. Anticipate everything, look up the road, see what's coming, see what you're going to have to do. Share the road as well, so if there's other big trucks trying to get past, let them pass, move over to the side of the road. In big bunches, big events, ride to your ability. Make sure that you put yourself in a position that you feel safe, and therefore others around you are going to be safe as well. Last thing, send this to your friends. Let's get everybody knowing how to ride in a bunch, so the next event that you turned up at, everybody's going to be on the same page and we're all going to have some more fun and do as well as we can.